Fox 21 photojournalist Chad Skinner uses his camera to tell stories. But tonight we've turned the camera on Chad so he can tell his own story. For months, Chad's wife has been complaining about his loud snoring, and he always feels tired even after a full night's sleep.
Chad recently went to the doctor and discovered he suffers from sleep apnea. Fox 21's Mike Canine tells us it's a disorder causing Chad to repeatedly stop and start breathing overnight.
It's hurting his health.
Sometimes I'll wake myself up because I'm not breathing, and I'll gasp for air.
It's hurting his marriage.
Within 2 hours, she's either in another room or she's kicking me out of the bed saying, go, because I can't stand it.
It's getting worse.
You know, I'm falling asleep at the wheel, sitting at a stoplight, and I've had 10 hours sleep.
Fox 21 photojournalist Chad Skinner suffers from sleep apnea. At just 27 years old, he's always exhausted and constantly dozing off.
If you give me 10 minutes and I lay my head down on a desk, I'll be out.
When Chad sleeps, he snores, he moans, and he stops breathing.
You're basically putting as much stress on your heart as if you were running. And that's when your heart should be resting.
After enough complaining from his wife, Chad went in for a sleep study.
I can pretty much see most of what he does.
Using an infrared camera and dozens of monitors.
All right, Chad, if you need me for anything, just call.
Sleep technician Jennifer Bisher watches his blood pressure, brain waves, and breathing patterns.
Sometimes the person's airway itself relaxes too much and just closes down.
Turns out, Chad suffers from two types of sleep apnea, the rare central form where the brain does not properly regulate breathing, and the more common obstructive form where the throat muscles collapse.
They still be trying to pull the air in, but because that's obstructed in the airway opening, the air's not getting in either at all, or it's just getting in at a trickle.
Chad's condition is severe and dangerous. In 1 hour, he stopped breathing 75 times.
More than half of the time, Chad was not breathing.
If untreated, he faces a 37% higher risk of dying from a heart attack or stroke. To treat his sleep apnea, Chad now uses a CPAP machine, pushing a continuous stream of air and oxygen down his throat.
Pressure just forces the walls open.
He now has energy to exercise, he plays with his daughter, and he can finally share a bed with his wife.
Almost a year and a half of marriage, we've slept in the same room maybe 6 times.
Wouldn't you know it, they've got another baby on the way, so it turns out Chad won't get much sleep anyway. But until then, he'll take what he can get. Mike Canine, Fox 21 News.
Other treatments include oral appliances and a variety of surgical procedures. Using his CPAP machine, Chad only stops breathing twice in an hour versus 75 times an hour without it. Doctors also say that Chad should expect immediate weight loss, not only because he'll have energy to exercise, but also because his body will properly burn calories as he sleeps.